My name is Alex Sushin. I'm the co-founder CEO here at Sales Boomerang. And joining me today is the amazing, the one and only Pablo Troncosa, who is our director of training and adoption and utilization. And so you see him there. He's the guy that saw peacocks at an Airbnb when he woke up and spilled coffee all over himself. So listen, today,
Great introduction. Thank you.
you're welcome. You know, that's what I do. After we're done with Sales Boomerang, I'm going to be a commentator. Um, so today, you guys can see on screen, we're not going to hide what we're talking about today. How do you guys feel about being able to 2x your agent's volume in a year, right? And guys, why you see us being so conversational is we believe that every presentation should actually be a conversation. So chat, ask questions, leave comments, leave your thoughts, be engaged. When you're engaged, it may spark up some things that guide the conversation a little differently. We're going to share everything with you, but as we talk, feel free to engage. So, when I ask things like, how would you like to double that? If anyone feels the urge to put a smiley face or a yay in there in the chat, feel free to do that. Don't hesitate. So we just asked this question, but let's really kind of frame it up. Right now, if you do some research, you'll find that a full-time agent will do about a deal a month. Okay, and so what we're saying is, you can get your agent within 12 months of working with you and aligning their mission and vision and purpose with you, one united voice. Okay, we'll explain how in just a minute. You can get them well over 24. Okay. And it wouldn't be just one time, it would be consistent. You consistently be able to grow their volume. Now, obviously they may hit a certain plateau where you may not be able to double them every single year, but the first year they start to work with you, easily double, probably the second year, the same thing. And then go from there. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. Okay. And this is a real live example. This is true. Okay. We didn't use real names, but we used the real messaging. Okay. This message, by the way, can be used for both prospect agents you want to work with, agents that are doing the volume that you would love to add to your referral network, and your existing ones. I will explain the details in just a minute, but let's just walk through this. Okay. So I hear some background noise. So look, if you're prospecting, and this particular one is designed for prospects, but I'm going to talk about how you can use it for both. If you have an agent that you've been trying to work with, and all of your attempts of saying, I'm the best, I do things fast, I turn things around, if they've fallen on deaf ears, or maybe there's been no response at all, here's a message that works. Hey, Realtor agent, I referred 32 deals to my agents last month alone. Just last month, I referred this to my, and I was wondering if you'd like to join my network so I can explain this program to you. So you could be one of those people. Like, my business is booming. I have more referrals than I know what to do with. And I want another agent to join my network so I can refer my clients to agents that have the time and the ability to help them out. Right. This is who I am. This is where I work. Let's talk. Right. But you're telling them up front that you have all these opportunities, and you'll hear in just a minute, everyone that's using Sales Boomerang actually has access to this many opportunities. Pablo is going to walk us through how to find what your subject line should say, how many numbers should go in there. Your number may be 132, right? Or it may be 12, but it doesn't matter. When you start to show the realtor you want to work with that you're actually feeding an entire network yourself, they want to get involved. And I'm not just saying this, it works. This is what we've been sharing with our group, with the family of lenders that works with Sales Boomerang. And it's not a guess. It works nearly every time, right? You may have some people that just miss the email, but when they see it, they respond, or a text message. When they see it, they do respond.
Okay. Alex, do you want to show them that email? I wasn't sure if you had wanted to jump to that one quite yet.
Are you not seeing it?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Are you guys not seeing anything I'm showing on screen?
I see your 2x volume.
Oh my gosh. Seriously? I was wondering. where did it go? Hold on a
I'll
second.
pull mine up if you can't pull yours up there.
No, it's here.
Okay.
I'm just trying to understand where it went. Here it is. Ready? We're going to do this again. Can you guys see this now?
Richard,
That probably made no sense to you then, what I was just saying.
no, it did. Let's just
There
show
we-
that.
There we go, guys. Here is the email. Sorry, for some reason this screen was not sharing properly. So this is a real email, okay? And you guys just heard me go over the comments on it. So remember, the goal here is to create a united voice, and it's also to attract realtors you want to work with and be choosy, right? Pick the ones that align with you. You're going to hear about that in just a minute when Pablo talks about this. But just understand, how do you get someone to respond? How do you get your existing realtors to give you their time of day and to possibly want to join this program? It's like this, right? Subject line, 32 referrals last month. This is my business is taking off. I referred this many deals. Wanted to know if you want to be a part of this network. And that's it. Stop, right? No more talking. Let's wait for their response. Okay. So this is the question you should be asking yourself. And you might be like, this is getting redundant, Alex, but here's the truth. You can literally refer more business to your realtors in 1 month than they could refer to you in a year. We're going to see those numbers in just a minute. Okay. And this entire concept is powered by what today is the most sophisticated and most automated approach in retention of your existing customers and the farming of your database for new opportunities. Purchase, buy, sell, refi. All three of those things exist in your database right now. And by the way, if they exist in your database, guess who else has the exact same human beings? Maybe they don't have the same names, but they're the same humans. Realtors. And realtors have even less access, way less access than you guys have. You guys have a plethora of ways to get all of this information, and realtors are limited, extremely limited. And this is why this alignment is so important, that you guys are on the exact same path, because both of you are living on this gold mine. Both of you have these opportunities, and both of you have people in your database that you have no clue what's going on, right? Realtors don't know that the person that came to their open house is actually now ready to buy a home. The only way they try to figure that out is they're emailing and texting and calling and knocking on doors and doing these, please respond to me. I know I can help you. It's a new world we live in, and we just talked about this at the last webinar that we were at. Ready? Remember this fun sort of statement. This is the new world. Ready? We ride in strangers' cars, we sleep in strangers' beds, we give money to Robinhood, and we slack to get things done. Okay, that's the world we live in today. Like, that's it. And so it's time to, the things that worked for you before may no longer work for you. Right? Not just you, I'm talking about the realtors too. Realtors need a way to align, and there needs to be one voice of, this is a lending experience. Purchase, buy, sell, or refi. There needs to be two people in each conversation, the realtor and you, right? Because we want to turn all of those questions, all of those unknowns into real events. When realtors, for the first time, and this, I love these stories, when a realtor for the first time gets a call from you that says, hey, remember Alex? You referred him to me 8 months ago, but we couldn't get him qualified. Well, guess what? He's ready to go. He is now ready to get a house. I've spoken to him. I've told him, you're going to give him a call next. Let's go. Right? But then it becomes automatic. Instead of you just calling and saying that, all of these events become automatic. And we're going to dive into these events in just a second here. And this is the automatic piece, right? When you can fully automate the relationship between you, your customer base, and your referral partners, you're able to scale. You're able to scale yourself. You're able to scale the experience, because it's not always about just putting manpower into things. It's like, how can I leverage this thing called technology to just help me in some places get messages to people while I'm busy helping someone else? What you don't want to do is be busy helping someone else, go, I will get back to that person, then get busy again and never get back to them. That's the realtor missing a purchase deal. That's you missing a purchase deal, right? Or you missing an opportunity to send a referral so that you can get double the referrals back, right? So as much automation as can be implemented as possible, the better, right? And so you guys know our belief. You guys understand that our mission is no borrower left behind and every borrower in the right loan for them at the right time. That is our mission. And the same thing goes to realtors. No buyer, no seller left behind. When they are ready to buy or sell, you are ready to deliver that information to your realtor partners. Period. When they are ready to buy or sell, you are the first ones there. You're holding hands, you're working as a team, you're a unit, and you're saying, hey, we are here to help you together. Right. And by the way, we're going to talk about, and Pablo's going to really get into this. How does your realtor get involved during refis? It's like, huh? Why would my realtor get involved during a refi? Well, it's just as important for your realtor to get involved during a refi as it is for them to get, obviously, for them to be involved doing a buy or sell scenario. And we're gonna dive into that, because that is a missing link. That is the one misstep that people don't even know exists. And when you hear about it, it's going to be like, oh, how did we not see that? Right. So let's talk about this real quick. Let's dive into these products, and then we're going to go into sort of the strategy. And by the way, this is us sharing with you. Pablo will show you a presentation that you'll be able to show your realtors, right? We're going to go into that as well. So just know that all of this is going to be sort of packaged up in a way that you can deliver this to your team and to your referral partners. So number one, credit improvement. Everyone on the call that's an originator. Let me see you guys get lively in the comment section, so that I know you guys aren't reading emails and texting and playing video games while we're doing this. How many of you? What percentage? Give me a percentage, just a percent. What percentage of every referral you get ends up being credit denied or disqualified for something credit related? Could be a bankruptcy, could be a missed payment, could just be too low. Just throw out some numbers, people. Let's see if we can get 5 or so. There we go, 10%. Beautiful. Excellent. Thank you, Jeremy. Let's see if we can get some more people responding. Another 10%. 1 out of 4. Excellent. 23. I love it. George knows his numbers very well. 15. Okay. All right. So we're getting a nice range. 15. Just so you guys know, you must be, Doreen, you must be working with high income people, which is great. 1 out of 4. So statistically, guys, just so you know, this is from, since we work with 3 bureaus, I'm going to give you a real statistic that's nationwide statistic. 39% of every application in the United States gets denied for credit reasons. 39%. That is a real number. It comes from all 3 bureaus. And that's, so all of you, which is fantastic, all of you are below the stat, which is great. But if you take all of your statistics that you just shared with us, all the percentages you just shared with us, and let's say we use 10% as an average, and let's say that 10% means one person, right? So you get 10 referrals, 10% of them don't qualify for credit over the course of the year. That's 12 people. Well, something very interesting to note is that nearly 40%, this is important, nearly 40% of your denied customers will fix their credit and take a loan in the same year that they've been denied. Those are all referrals that go back to your referral partners. Just off the bat, nothing else. Just forget about everything else. Right off the bat, you're already giving all of that business right back to your realtor partners instantly, and you're telling them up front, no such thing as a dead deal when you deal with us, Mr. and Mrs. Agent. No such thing as a dead deal, because we're gonna watch them. Once they're fixed their credit, you get the deal, I get the loan, everybody's happy, right? So Credit Watch is one of those very important. It's probably the cornerstone it's the cornerstone for this conversation, right? Like, why would I want to why would I want to partner with you? Why would I want to make you my only partner? Which, by the way, that is the intention. You are to become their only partner. When we share the strategy, you are their only partner. And you might be sitting back going, that's impossible. They have lots of relationships. If somebody pulled up in front of your office tomorrow with a bus full of people that wanted a loan that all qualify, and they said, I will deliver this to you every single month. You said you wanted to do 10 loans a month. I'm going to deliver you 25 people a month. Hopefully you can close 10 of them, but every single month, but you got to promise to deal with me. I think all of us would be like, dude, if you're going to deliver 25 of this bus with 25 people on it every month, shoot, I don't need to look anywhere else. My goal is to do 10 a month. You're delivering 25. If I can pick as many as I can from there, great. That's the idea here. You're
Sign me
literally,
up. Sign me up.
Sign me up, right?
Yeah.
So you're literally going to be doing that for your realtor partners. We're going to talk about that. So remember, the reason you see this screen here is with credit improvement, we're not tipping off competitors. We're not tipping off your competitors. We're not tipping off their competitors. You're the only ones that know that their credit is improved because you're the only ones that set the criteria the way you're setting it. It's automatically being set that way for you, but you're the only one that's getting this notification. So your customer, their buyer, seller, your borrower is not being solicited to by a bunch of people because you're the only one that set. You knew they were disqualified. Now you know they're qualified. Very important piece of information. Again, mortgage inquiry. This is, again, you guys know all of these programs, but we're tying them now back to the realtor. Okay. Why is a mortgage inquiry really important to the realtor? Number one, if they've shared their database with you and they have a buyer in there, and all of a sudden that buyer is inquiring about a mortgage and the realtor has no clue about it, guess what? They may have just lost their buyer, right? This is very important to them. That's a clean cut black and white scenario. Let me give you another scenario. Any mortgage inquiry that has a realtor attached to it, who should get the first call? The borrower or the realtor? Let me get some answers in the chat. Who should get the first call? Who should be notified first? Mortgage inquiry, borrower or realtor? Very nice, Jeremy. What's everybody thinking? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jeremy and Pat got it exactly right. Anytime there's a mortgage inquiry and there's a realtor attached to it, before you contact the borrower, obviously there's going to be some automation. You're not going to stop that. But your first contact is the realtor. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, this deal, the house we did 3 years ago, Alex just seems to be like he's back in the market. I'm going to be reaching out to him. You should reach out to him too. Boom, the realtor calls and says, "Hey, I hear you're back in the market. Are you purchasing or what are you doing?" Even if it's a refi, that voice from the realtor helps close the deal by magnitudes easier than you trying to do it all alone. It's a psychological effect. Everyone's heard of this. So I'll put it into basic terms. There's this village community approach that our minds are really, really attuned to, right? They're really tuned in to hearing not just the same voice, but the same experience from the same group, right? And so when that realtor touches base with a customer that may be looking to do a cash out refi with you, they are more likely to do it with you because they heard from the realtor who didn't try to sell them something. Really important to understand that, which is why you're going to refer everything back to them. Okay. So mortgage inquiry works not just for purchase, also for refi. Equity. Anytime their buyer sellers have equity and you know about it, you're referring that back to your realtor because you can do move up purchases, investment properties, all sorts of things, right? It's an excellent piece of information. Listings. I get this all the time. Alex, why do we want to tell our realtors about listings? Isn't it too late? No, it's not too late. 2 reasons. Okay. Number one, it could be a FSBO. So you definitely want to refer it, right? And if the realtor reaches out to the customer and says, "No, I'm working with another realtor," that's okay too. Because the realtor can just say, "Thank you for your business the first time. If there's any questions, if anything happens with this, blah, 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 blah. Remember me." And a lot of times the buyer seller is apologetic. "I'm so sorry. My cousin's got their license. I promised I'd work with them." And that's okay. It's great. But your realtor just made contact, wasn't trying to sell anything. And then when you're in touch with them, there is this reciprocation that feels like needs to happen, right? And so now you have a higher chance of earning their business, and your realtor wants you to earn that business. Because if you keep them in the family, if you keep them in the community, then when there's a purchase opportunity, you get a chance to go ahead and win that business again for both of you, right? So it's very important that listings, every one of them, you let them know, and you will coach the realtor to be like, "Look, if they're with another agent, tell them thank you, good luck. Say, hey, I hope you like working with Pablo. I know you're about to work with him again, or I know he's going to be reaching out to you. I highly recommend using him and not the person your other agent may be telling you about," right? Like, want to work as a team, united front. Yes. Right? There you go. There you go. Life events notifications. This is the highest rate of purchase out of all. Anytime one of these events happens, there's a higher chance for buy sell than there is for refi. In most of these situations, some not as much, but in most of these situations, kids being born, marriage, divorce, death, all of that, empty nesters, those could trigger a buy situation. And so, guys, I want to now hand this off to Pablo, because what I wanted to do is really help you guys understand what it is you're going to be able to give to your realtor partners that will help them double their business, and how it's going to be fully automatic. But now Pablo is going to walk you through the strategy and how you get new prospect agents and existing agents to buy into this strategy, buy into this belief. And then we're going to go over case studies and real results that our clients are seeing in the market today using these strategies. So Pablo, rock and roll.
Right on. Hey, Alex, if you can unshare, and I'll start sharing my screen. Appreciate that. Thank you, Alex.
Sure.
It's so funny, man. I mean, we work together. I speak with you almost every day, and I still take notes. Like, I'm still learning stuff. The 39% from the credit bureaus as far as turndowns, I didn't know that.
Yeah, amazing stat. Fluctuated a little bit and then literally came back to 39% as of last year.
Yeah. Wow. So thanks again, everyone. I just, some of you guys know me and some of you don't, but I get to really see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with what's happening with loan officers and their conversations with borrowers, and real estate agent and referral partners. And the bottom line is that it's time to stop playing addition if you're gonna be in this mortgage game, and we got to start playing by multiplication. And that's really forming this power couple. And really what we've done is we just created a real simple, basic 3-step process. We call it the IIQ process, guys. And it's just a proven kind of model that our loan officers and the business development teams that we work with are using to build these relationships, right? In fact, in some of these cases, we have literally borrowed exactly what they're doing. They said, hey, feel free to share with your community. We're using it. We're working. We know there's enough business to go around. Use it and share it with you guys. So that's exactly what we're doing. So everything that we're going to share with you today, you either already have access to, or if you don't, when it comes to scripting and slide decks, like Alex mentioned, things like that, we're going to make sure that we give you access to that. And we'll show you how at the end. So first and foremost, I just want to let you know, guys, the number one problem that we're hearing. Okay, I know Alex did an amazing job talking about what's going on with real estate agents. I want to look at you guys and focus on you guys. The number one problem that we're hearing from lenders, from loan officers, just the industry in general, mortgage industry in general, is there's a concern over where my volume is going to come from in 2021 and beyond. We feel that this is a major solution to you, because purchase is going to be such a key, is going to be so paramount in that conversation, that we want to give you something that no one else has access to. No one else that's using Sales Boomerang, that isn't using Sales Boomerang, has access to. You're going to be the ones. And so I'm excited to talk about this stuff. Let me see here. So you guys can see my screen here. Insights, good. Okay. Let me see here. And I took one more note. I wanted to make sure. Oh, it's interesting. When I first started in this game about 1.5 years ago, I used to say, here's the one-liner that you can use to explain what Sales Boomerang is. I've adjusted it because of what's been going on, and specifically with real estate agents. We used to say it's, hey, I'm notified anytime someone in my database is ready for their next loan. Now it's, I'm ready and I'm notified anytime someone in my database is ready to buy, sell, or refi their home. If you say that to a real estate agent, right? And that's actually number 2. So I skipped ahead, but that's okay. I just want to note that I'm notified anytime someone in my database is ready to buy, sell, or refinance their home. You're going to start to get ears that perk up from real estate agents. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do in this whole process of really building that relationship with your agents is we want to talk about insights. But we don't jump right into insights. We don't jump right into stats and facts and things like that, right? So the first thing you're going to do, obviously, is you're going to set the table with a real estate agent. You're going to actually bring them into a room, into a Zoom room, whether it's in-person coffee meet. You're going to bring them into that room, and you're going to say, hey, listen, I want to meet with you. I want to have kind of a talk with you, a serious talk about building and scaling, right? So obviously you're going to have your small talk, and then tell them how serious you are about doing business in 2021 and beyond. right? Because you're really looking to partner up, and what I like to call with not just my inner circle, but my winner circle. And, you know, Alex and I talked about this. Where do we start when we're looking at agents? I say right now, start with the ones you already have. Can you have this whole conversation, use this 3-step process with any agent, whether they're, you know, someone you want to work with? Yes, you can. But right now we really want to focus on the ones that you already have. And if you don't already have one, right, you can get your very first one using this process, right? So again, serious about your business, that your goals for, you know, right now, the reason we're sitting here is because I want to scale in 2021. I know I can't do it alone. And I need to really step up my winner circle, right? And then you're going to use those 16 words that I just talked about, right? I'm notified, right? So if Alex is that agent, I'm notified anytime someone in my database is ready to buy, sell, or refinance their home. Okay. And what's going to happen is when you say that, and you might even need to say it twice. I'm going to implore you guys to memorize that phrase. I'm notified anytime someone in my database is ready to buy, sell, or refinance their home, right? My team lets me know. And then what you're going to do is you're immediately going to go into the insights, the actual insights portion of this. And hey, I see there's some stuff going on in the chat. I want to make sure.
That's me. That's me
Okay.
going back and forth. There's some good questions. I'm just getting to them. So that just you can keep
Awesome.
going.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen. What I'm going to ask you guys to do is I'm going to ask you to join me in some interactivity. Okay. Because the third thing you're going to do, this is super important. This is critical. And let me kind of give you the backstory on this. I was at a Housing Wire event when I first started back in, I believe it was literally right before COVID hit last year. And I went to a Housing Wire event. I was there with Alex. There was some top producers in the room. There was actually even some real estate agents in the room. So I was surprised to see them. And they had asked me, you know, they saw Alex speak. They came to me and said, hey, so tell me a little bit more about Sales Boomerang. Now I'm brand new. I'm brand new. Now, yes, I was in the mortgage industry, but I'm brand new. And all I knew was that one line. So I said, I'm notified anytime someone in our database is ready for their next loan. And then because I knew I wasn't going to know exactly what to say next, what did I do? And I'm going to show you exactly what I did, because the response that came out of them after I did that next thing, they said, we need to talk. Who can help me do this? I need that. Okay. And this is exactly what I did. So I gave them the one-liner. I didn't know what I was going to say next, right? So imagine some of us might be in that scenario. And so the next thing I did was I opened up my emails and I pulled up my alerts. Now, you guys are going to receive alerts. You guys receive alerts from Sales Boomerang in one of two ways, or in some cases in both ways. You get them through emails. And another way is you can get them directly into your CRM, right? Depending on the integration that we have. Or in some cases, like I said, you get them both. So whatever you're most comfortable with, whatever you have the access to on your cell phone, on your device, when you're there with an agent, just use that one. But for now, I'm going to use the email alert that we get. Okay. So here's what I did. And here's what I'm asking you to do. I'm going to pull up my email, right? So as you can see right there's my emails. Okay. And all I did, just so you guys know, is I have a folder where I have all of my emails go into for Sales Boomerang, right? So you get them from alerts at Sales Boomerang. They go right into here. The next thing I do is I click on, you see that was one I got today at 9:30. I'm not necessarily even showing them this. I literally say, hey, you know, I'm notified, blah, blah, blah. Hold on, let me show you. And I go right into my phone. The reason I'm showing you is just so you can see how simple the steps is, right? You can do it right from your phone. So I click on the link to show me the links. Boom, I open up my dashboard that's live, right? Everyone has access to this. And again, if you don't have it as emails and you have them in your CRM, then pull that up. And then all I'm going to do, I'll turn this sideways so you can see a little bit more. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a date. And again, this is all dummy data that you're going to see here from me, guys. So I'm just going to say year to date. Alert types that I'm going to select is I'm going to select mortgage inquiry. And whatever ones you have, those are the ones that I would show, right? I would show all of yours. So you can just select all for you. But for me, because again, this is dummy data, I'm going to select mortgage inquiry, equity, listing, and credit improvement. Okay. And then I'm just going to hit apply. And boom, there you go, guys. 200, you see that there? 220 alerts since the start of this year.
Hold on. I would stop sharing your screen so they can see it better because it's in a
Oh, I'm
small
sorry.
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Slow. Turn off the. There you go. Now it's
there you go.
showing.
Okay. So here you go, guys. So all I did was I went right from my email, right? I went right from my email on my phone. I clicked show me the alerts. Thanks for doing that, Alex. Sometimes
No
I'm not
problem.
thinking with my whole brain. And then this automatically opens up my dashboard, right? And then all I did was I went over here. The date that I chose was year to date, right? Listen, some of you don't need to select year to date. You've gotten so many alerts just in the last 30 days. You can select that. Alert types, just select the ones that you currently receive as one of our partners, right? And then after that, that's it, right? You hit apply and boom, look at that, 220 alerts. And this is exactly what I did with that agent. This is exactly what I did with that agent. I said, let me show you. I pulled it up. I said, here you go, 220 people in our database. We're ready to buy, sell, or refinance their home. And we got alerted of that, right? These are people that we worked with. These are people that we worked with. So when they saw, that was the thing that he saw, him and his team. He had a team of, like, he brought his team to this event, and he said, how do I get that? That was his words, right? And Alex, you might have been there. I think I came up to you and I kind of boasted. I was like, hey, I don't know anything yet, but all I did was this, and it worked. And the interesting
I remember.
thing,
I remember. I remember exactly how it was beautiful.
and the great thing is that I was like, the only way you can get this is if you work with a sales boomerang loan officer. Like, I couldn't even help him, right?
Yeah.
I basically said, go find a sales boomerang loan officer. I think there's some around, at this event.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's the beauty is we're making we figured out that the common denominator in lending and real estate is you, the lender, right? Like, I might be able to buy a house without a realtor, but unless I have $1 million in cash, I'm not buying a house without a lender, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying a real $1 million. Obviously, you can have a couple hundred, but you know what I'm saying. The lender is always involved, and so if we can empower you, if we can weaponize you, and then you can spread the love and the wealth to your referral partners in a way that complements your strategy, right? Then it's a win for not just the realtor, not just for you, but for the consumer, because the consumer at the end of the day wants that too. They don't want to go to another realtor every time. They don't want to go to another lender every time. They're just forced to because there's been no better way. So this is what this solution solves. So Pablo,
Yeah.
you're doing a great job.
Well, so guys, I'm telling you, not only will you show them the number and say, hey, I got 220, and by the way, this will show you, how many, right? 90 of them were equity. There were 17 of them that were listing. Literally, here are the names of everyone. Again, in my scenario here, this is all dummy data, but these are the names of all of those 220 people. And what's interesting is that we've had people talk about that scenario, and they're like, oh, hey, Earl Spencer. Oh yeah, that was your customer. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, he had a mortgage inquiry, and he ended up buying a house somewhere else, right? And so all of a sudden they're like, how come he didn't work with me? And so here's a way to bring that all back together, guys. So this is the very first thing that I would show. This is the most important thing you can do. If you can practice that on your phone right now, please let us know if you've done that. Again, you can, as long as you're receiving the emails on your phone, or do them right in your CRM. The next thing that I would share, if you have access to this, come back up to this. The next thing that I would share, guys, if you have access to, is a conversion report. Okay, because on my phone, I can show you how many alerts I've received, but unless I can prove, if I want to actually take it a step further and show an agent and really show a trust that, hey, we don't just have a whole bunch of quote unquote referrals, but we actually convert them into apps, right? We take alerts into apps, and then we turn those into funded deals. Here you go. Right, here you go. And by the way, you can get a conversion report from your company. We run those reports for our clients. And so we have those, but how awesome is this? You literally be able to say, hey, those were just my numbers, out of the company. And again, I believe this is actually a specific client of ours. This is their numbers. Obviously, we're not going to share their names, but you can just show them right here. Look, out of 144, or out of 295 alerts. No, that's not correct. Sorry.
Yes,
Out of is it a 295 200, I guess that's just the adding these two numbers, right? So 295 alerts that were delivered were converted, right? So obviously they received more than 295, but you can just say, hey, look, 295 deals over the last however many days that was in your report were converted, right? 144 of them were just apps that were funded. And then another 151 are actually current apps. Either they're not funded, but they're getting ready to, right? And you can show them all of that information. And by the way, we'll even show you who the top ranked loan officers. If you happen to be one, great, I would show that, right? Hey, I'm the number 3 guy or gal. And really, I like to be number 1. And that's why I'm really here in this scenario. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding, and really people want results, right? People want microwave results. And even though we can't necessarily walk them through a whole process, what we can do is you can show them what you have access to in your phone. You can show them a screenshot. And again, guys, you can do that right in a Zoom call, just like I did. Here are my 220 people, right? Or you can do it at a coffee shop. Okay. So the next thing, so that's insights. Very, very important. You got to set it up that way. And the next thing we're going to do is we want to invite them into the possibility of really having this power couple, what we call an integrated partnership, right? A true partnership. So again, I would just say, so, you know, I put down my phone, I just showed them those numbers. They're like, wow, right? And you can even share, by the way, that out of those 220 people, I know for a fact, not all of them had a real estate agent. I know for a fact, if I'm sitting with an insurance agent showing him this, I can say, I know not all of them were happy with their current agent, right? So any referral partner, this isn't just agents. And then, so the next thing I would say, so that's why I'm sitting here with you, right, Alex? It's because I know you're relationship driven, right? I know you're forward thinking, right? And what I mean by that is like technology, right? You use technology, you're on social media, and I see your results. I see your testimonials. I see that you're basically the kind of person that I would like to continue to work with and really just improve so that we can hit our goals.
Let me just add something to this, and you're getting to it. And I love to get to this part. Here comes the power, right? When you talk about a power couple, right, which is why we called this presentation Becoming a Power Couple. Power couple isn't one person giving something to another person, the other person doing something with it. It means both people are bringing something to the table. And what's happened in history is the realtor has really been able to position themselves as the most important person in a relationship. And so we all have to jump through hoops for them. And right now there's going to be a power shift, and I'm going to encourage you not to fall into the trap that they fell into in making yourself more important. But what you do want to do is make sure that you are limiting it to people that are in the same, that have the same belief, have the same vision, have the same purpose for you, because you will give them more referrals than they've ever gotten. And you don't want to just give it to anyone. You want to give it to someone that's going to give it back to you. That's what the couple is about. That's why it takes two. And so, you know, when Pablo is talking about giving them some compliments, understanding who they are in the market, you are saying you understand them, you care about them, you see them. And listen, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, this is limited. Like, I'm not opening this up to anyone, and it's limited to the people that are going to see it my way and see it. Let me rephrase that. See it in this light, in this strategy, with this purpose. And that's what Pablo is about to get to. But it's important that when you hear it, it's inviting. You are inviting them. You're not asking them. You're not begging them. You're not hoping that they're going to join you. Put that out of your mind. This is the time where you get to choose your partners. You no longer have to be like, well, I hope I get a referral tomorrow. Nope. You will know. Otherwise, you will say, look, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, I know I delivered 33 opportunities for you in the last 3 months. I haven't gotten anything back from you. I'm sorry, you're cut off. And you're going to hear this in a case study that we just did. Tears. We talked to lenders that say their realtors literally cry to get turned back on, apologizing, begging, saying, we're so sorry. We just have all these great relationships. We didn't realize it. I'm sending you a deal today, right now. Please turn this back on for me. And it goes on and on and on and on. Mm-hmm. So understand. And again, we're not going to turn this into a power situation where it's like, well, now I hold the power and I could just, tell you to jump and you're going to ask me how high. No, if they're aligned, fantastic. There's no power struggles. You're moving forward together. But if you feel that you're giving and you're not getting, it's okay to say, look, that's not the relationship I'm looking for. It's important to understand. That's why it says invite. It doesn't say ask. It's invite. I'm inviting you too, because you know how well it's working. Sorry, Pablo. Just wanted to make that point.
I think those are incredible insights, and we are going to talk about the qualifying, right? How do we qualify somebody? Like I just mentioned these things over here, right? Relationship driven, forward thinking, results and testimonials. I think that's all important. Let's go ahead and not hit the wrong button there. I think those are all important to say, because you should know that going into the conversation, right? You wouldn't be inviting them into a one-on-one meeting if you didn't believe that, right? But I do want to share that what you want to do is you want to invite them and say, hey, listen, so here's what this sounds like, right? And by the way, we are going to give you access to scripting. We're putting all that together. We are going to give you access to the emails. We're actually going to give you access to this recording and everything. But it's really important to say, listen, you might have seen this, you might have gotten excited about this, you might have be real interested in what it is that I'm talking about right now. But I just want to let you know, that this isn't for everyone. This isn't for everyone. I'm really just looking for, a winner's circle. And I'm really, I'm looking to cap it at about 10, because based on the amount of business that I have and that we're, that I'm going to be able to give to agents, it's not just based on how big my database is. It also depends on, is the real estate agent, are they willing to integrate with us and want to see how many results they can bring to the table, right, for themselves. So the next thing you want to do, and actually this is something you should always be doing in your mind, is you can qualify these people, right? Qualify who it is that you're bringing to the table by number one, making sure that your values align, whatever your values are, right? Whatever your values are, make sure that they align, because this is somebody that you're going to be sharing information that's going to change their lives. It's going to change the amount of business they bring. It's going to change the amount of business that you get, and you want to be able to work with them. And also it's essentially going to be a team where you want to invite them in and say another step that we're going to go through, right? So I want to make sure our values align. I think we do. Let me know if it's otherwise. But number two, I want to bring you into some training that we're going to do, right? Some training where we can get you set up to let you know what this works, what this looks like, right? What your database, what your past customers, based on the amount of the amount of records that you have, your past customers, what that can look like for you, right? And what that looks like in our relationship. And then we're going to have some follow-up meetings, right? We're going to have like a quarterly meeting. You literally can do this. And this is exactly how our lenders that are utilizing this information are using it to their advantage to build these strong teams that are in true partnership, true integration. And then the last thing that I would do as far as getting that qualification is, it's going to be all based also on results, right? So for example, if every month I'm bringing you 25 deals, I'm bringing you 25, not deals, but referrals, right? 25 alerts from your own database. Every single month I'm doing that through my sales Boomerang system and team that we've got. I'm delivering those to you. And I'm looking back at the last 90 days and I see that you haven't sent me one referral. Like you didn't ask me to help you with one of those deals, right? I don't know whether you closed all of them or not, but I sent you 20. So that's 75 and you haven't sent me one. Maybe it's you're using somebody else. Maybe it's you're not even following up on these, right? So what's the point? So that's something that you want to take real close account to is it's not just the values. It's not just, hey, I'm going to kind of require that we both show up to these meetings and stay accountable for each other, but it's also, I want to see results, right? Remember what our goal was. Our goal was to scale 2021 and beyond. And I don't want volume to be an issue for either one of us. So at that point, you can literally ask them in that invitation, say, if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, man, I would love for you to be one of that winner circle, right? Part of that team. Okay. And at this point, anyone that says no is either doesn't have time, doesn't trust you, and that's okay too, right? We want to find that out, or just isn't the right fit in general. So, but with the ones that are ready, you can do a couple things, right? Here's the next step that you can tell your agents to take, whether it's in that meeting or in a call when they need some time to think about it, right? Again, I'm going to let you kind of be the judge of how to gauge that. But number one, you can always ask them, say, hey, listen, just to give you a real quick win. And Alex, if you want to jump in, when we talk about, tell me how many customers. I just showed you 220 referrals that I got from my own database. I'm just curious, how many people, take a guesstimate of how many customers you have in your database, right? And say your last, what, 3 to 5 years, Alex? And then here's what you can expect from that. What would that conversation sound like, Alex, if I wanted to give a realtor just an idea?
Yeah. So basically, look, if your realtor is like, okay, well, what can I expect?
Mhm.
It's like, okay, just like Pablo said, how many people in your database? Oh, I have, and realtors have a lot less than you guys because they keep different track than you. But let's just say they say 300. Okay. At 300 people in your database, at just a 3% alert rate, that's 9 opportunities a month. Okay. Times 12, that's 108 opportunities a year, over 100 opportunities per year out of their own database that you will give them access to. And let's say out of those 100 opportunities, 30% are purchase related. That's 30 deals. We just said to you guys that the average loan officer, a realtor that works full time, that's a full time realtor, will do 1 deal a month. To have a chance to do a real 30 more deals, or like not maybe, but to actually have 30 more deals come to you that you could possibly turn into business. I mean, that's zip code changing
Hmm.
opportunity, right? That is, I'm changing where I vacation. I'm changing the car I drive. I'm changing where I send my kids to college. It is, and that is how you create this partnership. You're not saying just use me because I'm great. Work with me because we're doing this together for each other. I can't wait to show you guys the stats that are at the end of this, but that's how you do it.
No.
And we will give you the most up-to-date numbers, right? I use number 3% of your database will trigger every month. Guys, it could be as high as 13%. When
Oh,
everything is turned on, it could be as high as 13%. That sounds crazy, but
hmm.
those are real numbers. We've seen it. We see it all the time. But that is how you handle that conversation.
Yeah.
Pablo, did that help?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, real simple. I want to give you the realtor, the real estate agent that I'm sitting with. I want to show you a quick win. Give me a number. Give me a guesstimate. How
Give me
many
a
in your
guesstimate.
database? And then real quickly do the math right on your phone, right? 3%, 5%. I would, give them 3% conservatively. And boom, there you go. Right. Here's what you can expect every single month. The next thing I would say is, hey, listen, so if you're in, let's go ahead and schedule our first training. Right. Schedule our training. And again, you guys, everyone on this call is going to want to do their setup a little bit different than everyone else, right? We have a model that we're creating. That if you're interested in that, we can talk about that on a different conversation. But everyone's going to set theirs up a little bit differently, right? Hey, you might do a Zoom, you might have your agents come into a socially distanced meeting, whatever it is. Set them up to come into that meeting and get them engaged, right? Get them to follow up, and then say, hey, listen. After that, when we do that, I'm going to have a spreadsheet that we're going to send over to you that basically is a template of everything that I need for your record so that we can start monitoring them. And by the way, guys, we're going to give you like all of
You're
the
going to see
scripts.
all this. All the
Yeah.
resources are coming.
And so that's it, guys. Right. So you're going to give them the insights. You're going to show them those numbers. You're going to invite them into that relationship. And then number 3, you're going to qualify them, say, hey, here are all the things I expect from you. Here's what you're going to get from me. And then, Alex, I want to throw it back over to you, man, but it's all about playing together as a team, which is what I feel we're all doing here.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do that because we have a little bit of time here. I want to get to some questions as well from some people, but let's talk about some of the real results, guys. Like what actually happens, right? This is the real stats. This is not a joke. This is one lender that allowed us to put them under the microscope, and we said every time something happens, track it. We want to know everything that comes from this program. This is an organization that has automated everything. Okay. They automated when realtors upload their data, that data goes automatically into the CRM, that goes automatically into our system. When we push it back, it automatically sends the alerts back to the realtor too. Okay. Does not send credit-based alerts because you're not allowed to legally, but it alerts the realtor that there's an event with a borrower or with a buyer or their customer, whatever you want to call them. And so check out these results. No joke. In 9 months, you guys just told me how many, what percentage of referrals you guys get and the numbers of referrals that you guys get from your realtors. Actually, no, you just told me a percentage. I could ask you guys to put into chat, how many referrals do you get a month from your realtors? Just throw some numbers in there. And while you're throwing numbers in there, I'm going to give you what they got. In 9 months, this lender was able to refer to the realtors 460 deals. 460 deals in 9 months.
Mm.
They've never gotten that in years from their realtor partners. It just doesn't happen. And for a total volume of over $150 million worth of purchase deals. Now, here's the best part. Okay. First of all that purchase in this environment is key. It is absolutely key. You can retain through purchase. You don't have to retain just through refi. Everybody's like, retention is all about refi. No, it's purchase, it's buy, it's sell, it's refi. It's all of those things. That's how you retain your customer. You are there for them for all those things. But here's what's interesting. From referring out $150 million worth of opportunities, they saw an increase of refi referrals from their agents that went up by 30%. Their agents referred 30% more refi business back to them because they were referring so much business there. Okay. This is, we can have the group that has these results, and we have many groups that can talk about it, but this one is just very vocal about it. We have a webinar that we've done with them. We can share with you guys after this, where they talk about these real numbers, but this is the exact numbers. $150 million in purchase opportunities, 460 referrals to their partners. That's what happens. And then this is the group that also has the story. Again, it's in that recorded webinar. This is the group where people cried to get back into the program, begged to get back into the program. Were so apologetic that they ever thought of not referring business to them that they go and do everything in their power. They've had their bosses call the owners of this company and say, can you please put them back into this program? They will refer their business to you. Like, and again, I'm not trying to say you guys are in control and now should take advantage of that and throw your weight around. What I'm saying is, this is your chance to finally say, hey, I no longer have to deal with realtors don't see the things the way I see them. I'm going to choose the realtors to work with that see it the way I see it, that we align on our purpose, that we do this together. And if you don't see it that way, that's okay. That's okay. You're just not going to work with me. And I promise you, as you start to take that approach, you're going to start to see the best realtors in your area wanting to work with you. The ones that you say, I'm sorry, I have way too many referrals, but if you're not going to refer most of your business to me, all of it, or actually all of it, I can't work with you. And that realtor is going to be like, what? I'm the best realtor in the market. You're telling me no? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm going to have 50 opportunities this month. I need to find a great partner that's also going to reciprocate. If that's not you, that's okay. But I need someone that will. And you will see, happens every time we have this dialogue. Plus, I don't know if you guys know this, Sales Boomerang offers the opportunity for us to speak to your realtors on your behalf. You pack a room, we do this presentation, and we say the only person you can get this from is the person we're doing it for, or the company we're doing it for. We're going to give you a presentation like this you can do for your realtors, and that's coming up in a second in another slide, right, Pablo?
Yep.
But you can also ask Sales Boomerang to speak on your behalf to a group. Typically, we ask for at least 15, 20 realtors to be in a room or on a Zoom call so that we're not just doing onesie twosies. But if you get a big enough room, we actually fly out. I've flown all over the country to do this presentation. Zach was asking, I think it was Zach. Yeah. Zach was asking in chat, since we're already there, he's with PMG and this is already fully automated with them. Can't this just get turned on? Absolutely. And we can help you get a group together and then we'll speak on your behalf. But everything you see on this slide, and Paulo will cover this in just a second, that's all available to you. Like, we'll give you everything you need to turn your realtor partners into real partners and not one of these referral here, please, Mr. Realtor, right? Into a real partner. So Pablo, let me give it back to you for a second.
Yeah, no, that's great. And again, I do want to take some questions, but just like you see on the screen, guys, if you're interested in setting this up for you, right? So you can start to really just know that you can crush volume, really take care of that potential void in the remainder of 2021 and moving forward. Send me an email, pablo.t@salesboomerang.com. Do me a favor, put in this subject line, resources, okay? So I can easily find it and know exactly what we're going to be sending to you. And in the next 72 hours, we're going to be sending you the scripts to use, right? The emails to use, the customizable slide deck that you'll be able to use with your agents to show them, right? If you're doing a Zoom or if you're in a meeting with them, which I don't even think you'll actually need it if you just follow the simple steps that we've shared, and a copy of this webinar, right? So this will be for you to be able to go back and watch this. We'll give you all of those resources. And like Alex mentioned, we're gonna have a follow-up where we're gonna reach out and be like, hey, listen, do you need help doing these? Do you feel like you'd like an additional winner circle partner to share this information with your real estate partners or all of your referral partners? Let's get them in a room and we will help you. We're building that out. So do me a favor. If you're going to send me an email, you want access to these resources and you want access to us to do that with you and for you, please let us know.
Yep.
Alex, I don't know if there were questions or anything else that you
we might have time for some questions. I can push my next conversation back. And while you guys are coming up with questions to ask, I'm telling you right now, the amount of feedback we get from lenders and originators that go, hey, I got a call from one of our partners in the middle of COVID, in like June or July of COVID. Alex, if it wasn't for this program, I have a bunch of realtors that would have been out of business. Thank you so much for setting this up for our company, blah, 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 blah. Besides all the money he made, he was just thanking us for keeping his partners alive. And this is why we service you and not the realtors, because you guys can help them. They can, I hate to say it this way, realtors can help you with just the purchase side. That's it, right? But you can help with everything, and you can make it your responsibility to do that. So let's see, we got some things coming up here. You want to stop sharing and we can start to talk? So another Alex asking, you have an extra O in that email. Oh,
yeah, I saw. I was trying to fix it, but guys, it's sales boomerang. I misspelled it because I like extra vowels in my.
He likes to say sales boomerang.
Scary.
Sales boomerang. Yeah.
All right.
So I missed a part of this, but is there a fee beyond the Boomerang Cost of Pmg? Not at all. No, there's no. The fee is in the number of records you get from your realtors, right? That is the cost per record is the only increase in fee. Now, most of I cannot speak for the RESPA. I cannot speak for the legal, the compliance, the way that each one of your groups may look at this. But just understand, we don't charge your realtors anything. What you want to charge them, if you want them that they have to pay to get into this program, if you want them to donate to a charity every month that they're part of this program with you, maybe to some local housing, maybe to some homeless shelters, whatever it is, that's a really cool way of getting them also showing your heart and making this a philanthropic kind of experience. You're going to make them money and you give back. It's great, but we don't charge them anything. Right? We're working with you. It's you giving back to them, right? This is the pay it forward kind of approach. So no fee there. Thomas, this is, probably a dumb question. Sorry, Thomas. It said pro. I was like, oh, pro? This is pro. You can end the sentence right there. A dumb question. Does this program function for just the contacts in my database, or does it connect to the referral partners database as well? So your referral partner will share their database with you. And you're going to be like, Alex, that's never going to happen. It's happening. We have hundreds of thousands of records from realtors that are willing to share because they understand the program. So they will share their database with you. That's why it's a partnership. There are some CRMs out there that allow the realtor to upload their data anonymously, if you will, right? So that it's not like sharing everything, but the information we need to track comes over to Sales Boomerang. The rest stays on their part of the CRM. So depending on what CRM and what systems you use, you can have this fully automated where they upload to their side. We get a copy of it without you having to see all the data. But they will share with you. You can upload, obviously all your records are going to be tracked, all your contacts, but they will share and then you will upload and then you will tag, obviously, these are Pablo the realtor's, records. This is Alex the realtor's records. So, Thomas, I hope that answers your question. Yep. Look, this is the idea, guys. The most important lesson here is this. Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, I'm adding one more person to my network. Even if you're adding 50, when you're talking to the realtor, you're adding one more. This could be a realtor you've been working with for a decade, but they're not referring everything to you. They're referring 50% of what they get, 20% of what they get, 80% of what they get, but it's not 100. And so you're going to reach out to your existing partners the exact same way you're going to reach out to new partners. You're going to say, look, I'm referring a ton of business out, to, especially if you started referring it to them. I am building a network, and this is going to be a closed loop network. That's
Mhm.
it. We're all working in this together, and every opportunity I get from your database goes back to you. Anyone in my database that's attached to you goes back to you. It's and I'm looking to add one more person. That's it. I don't have time for anyone else because I have so much business coming from this. I don't have time to do more than one other person.
Mhm.
And let them come to you, right? You step one step forward, they got to step a step
Yeah.
forward, right? And that's the important part here is it's limited because it is valuable,
Yeah.
truly.
Well, we say, what was it, Alex? You'll become the hunted
Yes.
as opposed to the hunter.
Yes.
Pat asked, what information do we need from Realtors database for sales Boomerang? Good question, right? When we said we're going to send you a template to fill out and send it back with all of your records, what do they need? What do we need from them?
So look, we need the very basics. I won't get into every single detail, but the minimum information that you need is name and physical address. The name and physical address can track everything, but you're obviously going to want an email and a phone number. If you can't contact the borrower, what's the point? And you don't want your realtor to say, "Well, I'll contact them and then I'll call you." No, it's not how. That's not trust. That means we're not working together. That means you're using me for this information and you don't trust that I won't call you with that or give you the referral back. It's name and address minimum. We could literally do all the magic we do without anything
Mhm.
else but name and address. However, you're going to want the email, you're going to want the phone number, you're going to want to make sure that there's a way to contact this person.
Yeah.
But those are the basic minimums that are required, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll get a full form that has other things. The more information, the better. But that is going to be the minimum, and no socials, nothing like that, not required.
Alex, can we tag those records in a way so that we know that they're real, that there's a realtor or specifically an agent to that?
Yep. Absolutely. So right inside the system, right inside the file that you get, if it's an Excel spreadsheet, you'll just add it. Actually, there's already a column in there that says LO or realtor name, right? Or email. And that way, when you get a notification, it will say Pablo Realtor, right? And you're like, okay, this one needs to go to Pablo Realtor. And in your automation, guys, you can actually say, oh, when it says Pablo Realtor, email Pablo Realtor now.
Mhm.
Right. So that you don't actually manually have to do it right away. You can later catch up with them through text or phone call. But yes, there's a place to tag it so you know the differentiation between all of your realtors.
Awesome. Awesome.
What else do we have?
Thomas asks, are realtors able to purchase sales Boomerang on their own? So you may have missed, I'm going to remind you that conversation when I was at the Housing Wire event and a real estate agent came up to me and I showed them the alerts on my phone. They said, I want that. And I said, the only way you can get that is by working with a sales Boomerang loan officer. We do not sell sales Boomerang to real estate agents. Is that correct, Alex?
That is correct. At this right now, and it's since we've been born, we have taken the path of working with the lender because without you, there's no deal. So right now, they couldn't come and purchase anything from us at the moment.
All right. I don't see any other questions for now, Alex. I'm gonna put that screen back up, guys. Just send me an email at salesboomerang, pablo.t@salesboomerang.com. And actually it doesn't want to come back up. In the subject, just write resources.
While you're doing this, Pablo, I'm going to
Mhm.
answer Jeremy's question, who just had it.
Please.
Is it best not to mention sales boomerang? It's actually the opposite, Jeremy. You want to mention that you are working with the best solution in the world for this, so that it's not a question of, is Jeremy trying to build something on his own? Is he going to be scraping social media? Is he going to be, doing some weird stuff? No. You want to be very clear with them. There's the best company, and that's who we work with, and by the way, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, it's on me. Like this is me. I'm sharing my wealth with you, right? So you do want to mention it. It's like saying, hey, you got the best battery in the world. Why wouldn't you want to tell them that it came from the best battery company in the world, right? You don't want to just say white label it and be like, I don't know whose battery this is, but it should work well. No, I'm just going to say Energizer. If you got Energizer, then say I got Energizer. But it's my battery, right? Like you can get this through me.
God, thank you guys so much. Hey, Alex, I think what we're doing, we talked about Goldmine right at the beginning of this. Guys, all you're doing is you're taking your real estate and all your referral partners, you're building true integrated relationships, and you're actually building out your gold mine. Think about it, right? All those opportunities in your database now are going to be multiplied by these power partners that you're going to have, and that's just going to separate you from the rest of them. That hands down, you're the ones that are building your ship now before the storm, and that's how you're going to get ahead.
100%. 100%.
All right. Hey,
oh,
thank
shoot.
you, everyone.
Is that hold on a second. Did I just see KP post 3 shot glasses? Is that a challenge, KP? I don't understand.
He asked the question in the Q&A, Alex. He said, I don't know what this means. I think I do. Are we going to see farm animals or drink whiskey together in 2021?
Absolutely, we are. Both. Why not? Let's do it all. KP, by the way, I got to give you a call. I got something to chat with you about. So I'll be in touch.
All right.
Cool.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks,
been a pleasure.
everyone.
Here's the productive rest of your week.
That's
Thank
right.
you for paying attention to your retention.
That's right. Pablo, by the way, the background that you have is awesome. I'm such a fan. Seriously. That is
getting ready to shoot our show tomorrow with you,
Woo!
right?
There we go. That's right. That's right.
All right, guys.
See you
be
guys.
well. Thank you so much.
See you, everyone.
See you guys.